Today on the channel, we rank WWE Elite Greatest Hits Series 4 from my least favorite to my favorite.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another set rankings video. And today we got a fairly quick one, as today we're ranking WWE Mattel Greatest Hits Series 4 from my least favorite to my favorite. And of course, you're looking for Greatest Hits Series 4 and everything else Mattel Wrestling related. Make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And like I said, a little smaller set here, only 4 figures, as we're kind of accustomed to with these Vault Series releases, Greatest Hits Series releases, having 6 or 7 figures as a part of that. I really do like this 4-pack going on here for Greatest Hits. Doesn't overwhelm you. We get so many different releases from Mattel. Greatest Hits, just another one of those releases. And I think a 4-man spot, and females could be in there too, of course, just works better for me. I don't know. I'd be interested to hear your thought. Would you rather have 4 or rather have 7 in a set? For whatever reason, 4 feels right to me. 7 just feels too much, but I like the 4, and they are heavy hitters here. We got some all-time great figures that are getting a re-release with the Greatest Hits line for people that missed out back in the day for whatever reason. But we also see some tweaks with these, as we discussed and dissected in that unboxing videos, and we did do a separate video for each one of these figures, so check out that if you want a little bit more looks at the figures, of course. But of course, as usual, this is my list. Put your list in the comments down below. Start at number 4, work your way to number 1. Number 1 being your favorite from the Greatest Hits Series 4. So once again, we got 4 figures here. We're going to kick it off here, and we're going to start, of course, at number 4. And number 4 was a pretty easy selection for me. Didn't quite feel Greatest Hits worthy for whatever reason. It just felt like a regular AJ Styles release, and that's what it is. AJ Styles, of course, from Series 4, Greatest Hits Series 4 here. Now, this was a re-release, basically some tweaks to the shirt, definitely a tweak to the head. I would say an improvement to the head on this one. You still got the extra hands here, and for me, this is how I'm going to display this one, where the other one, I had him in the full regalia. This is kind of the way I'm going to go with this one here. So, is it the greatest AJ? Absolutely not. Was it one that needed a warranted re-release? I'm not really sure. It really, in this set, felt kind of like a top picks release, just to get a new AJ Styles figure out there for the masses, as it's been a little ways since we've had an AJ Styles figure, of course. So AJ, coming in number 4, kind of is what he is at this point here, which turns our attention to number 3. I'll tell you, number 2 and 3 was a lot closer than I'd ever imagined it to be, but number 3 for me, I'm going to go Randy Orton. Randy, what can you say about him? He is toyetic in a way. He's got the tattoos and the colorful trunks, but besides that, pretty plain Jane. And this is an interesting one. However, I do like what Mattel did. I love that Mattel switched up the trunks color on this one. We went from white to black. I think I would like to see that more and more. And thankfully, with all 4 of these figures, we do have some tweaks that we've been explaining about here. So this one does feel a little different. It really does feel like a separate Randy Orton figure, which helps carry it a little bit in my book as well. I do like the goggles. You got to get the most out of your molds. Get those back out there, of course. Got so many Randy Orton figures. This is a way to make this one feel different. Just a good Randy Orton. Is it great? Probably not. But it is almost, once again, like AJ Styles, almost feels like a top picks getting a Randy Orton back out there in the Elite line for people, you know, that missed out, or just a kid that wants a Randy Orton. They got another chance at it right here. I should mention all these figures, not all of them had pinless joints before. Now they do get pinless joints. That is a great upgrade for all these figures as well. Got to imagine most people would rather have the Greatest Hits version than the original releases at this point, if you're a player and you're fig fed, whatever it may be out there. So that's number 4. That's number 3. Now we go to number 2 and number 1. Pretty easy for me to decide there. You know I'm a sucker for a guy with a cape. I'm a sucker with a guy for a mask. And I'm a sucker for the Hulkster, apparently, in my older age. Who knows? But we're going to go, of course, Rey Mysterio at number 2, Hulk Hogan at number 1. Rey just didn't feel different enough than his previous one. And I absolutely love this Rey Mysterio figure. Of course, formerly a 2-pack with Samoa Joe. An amazing Rey figure, one of the best. Anytime you throw a cape on a wrestler, it is truly a game changer. Not a lot of differences between that figure, though. A little color differences on the clasp and a few other things like that. We actually got less hands with the greatest hits than we did the original one, so that's a little interesting to note. But it is just kind of is what it is with this Rey. But it is a good Rey that a lot of people missed out, so I feel like this really warranted inclusion into this line. I wish they could have just did something a little bit more on this one to make it a little extra special. Just something a little extra, maybe a different head or something, a different face in the mask, whatever, as it could have propelled this one to number 1. Unfortunately, he's number 2, but close by at number 1 is Hulkamania running wild for the 40th anniversary. The perfect Hulk Hogan to a lot of people. Really harkens back to Hasbro Series 1 from way back in the day, a favorite of many people. So I really do like this Hulk Hogan. You get that winged eagle, you get the soft good shirt tearaway. I'm here for that. The beautiful hot dog tan. And we got this figure before, of course, 2 years ago. What is time once again? But they upgraded the head on this one. Now, unfortunately, I had some paint defects on the head for this one for me. That's not going to be for everybody, so I'm going to look past that a little bit. But this is just a great Hulk Hogan, and for many people, when they close their eyes, they think of Hulk Hogan. This is probably what they think of. So an amazing Hulk Hogan. I feel like it's warranted to be re-released this year because of the bad head on the last one, but also, of course, 40 years of Hulkamania. Feels like it makes a lot of sense to me in this day and age. So that is it. Hulk Hogan going to get number 1 from me, but really can't go wrong with any 4 of these figures, especially if you missed out on them before. Definitely good upgrades here. I would say AJ, of course, number 4, the weakest of the bunch. We didn't have as many upgrades with this one as I would have liked. I guess the head's different, so you can say that. But the rest of these, feeling really good. Happy to get them in my collection. But what say you? What do you think about this set? Can you rank them in order? Are you picking up any of these? Let me know, of course, in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day, and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, on Patreon. Early access to all the videos from both YouTube channels over there. Appreciate all the support. Of course, ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for Hulkamania, Randy Orton Mania, Rey Mysterio Mania, and AJ Styles Mania, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.